Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you haven't been here before. Today's look is something a little different. I'm going to do a very bold look, charcoal eyes and bright cherry lips. Now I'm someone who gravitates towards vintage and retro looks, loves the 90s, but I woke up this morning and I thought I want to be someone different. And I've recently learned a really great technique for charcoal eyes that I was excited to share with you. And I thought, let's go big, let's go bold, and really embrace that dark feminine look. So I've already applied my foundation, keeping the base very simple. No concealer, no blush. I want my face to be a blank canvas to really help the eyes pop and the lips pop. Because in general, I usually just like to accentuate one feature, and since this will be quite a heavy makeup look, I don't want the face to compete with the rest, and then we get into a bit of a costumey look that I'm not as fond of. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to start by prepping my eyelids, grabbing my concealer. This one is Kiko in the shade 02. You can certainly use eyeshadow base for this, but a concealer works just as well. And I'm just going to gently pat this in with my beauty blender. Now, if you've watched others of my tutorials, you know that usually when I do a heavy eye look, I save my foundation for last. Today I'm going to be using the powder trick beneath the eyes to combat any fallout that we might have from this makeup look. I'm using the HD Flawless powder from Absolute, and I'm using quite a bit of powder here. You do not want to be shy. And of course, you can apply your foundation afterwards. There are pros and cons to each method. One of the cons to saving the foundation for last is it can be a little harder to blend around the eyes. But of course, feel free to do what's comfortable for you. Powder luckily comes right off, even a nice black shirt. Alright, now rather than go right to a black powder, we're going to start off with a nice black charcoal eyeliner. This one is from Lancome. It is the Drama Liquid Pencil. See, it just almost looks like a colored pencil you would find in a children's crayon box, but it does have a much softer texture. Now, I'm just going to start by very liberally spreading this over my eyelid, but I do not want to go all the way to the corner. Having black right in the corner of your eye can give the illusion that you have been punched, and it also can make your eyes look closer together. If you have wide set eyes, that might be something you want. But for me, I do not want that effect. You don't have to be too precise with this. We just want to get it over most of the lid. You can see I'm not going all the way up to the crease. Just putting it in this semi-circular shape. And just as a quick note, I know I look ridiculous here. I do always like to be honest about the products I'm using. I did choose the Lancome crayon today. It is not my favorite for a black eyeliner. My favorite would probably be the retractable pen from NYX. I do have that here, but it just has a smidge left on it, but it is more pigmented. I find it's easier to use. The Lancome tends to break. You have to press harder, and it's not quite as dark. So if you are looking to buy one, I would choose the one from NYX or NYX. I still haven't figured out the correct pronunciation. The Lancome is more expensive and, in my opinion, not as good. So I'm just going to use my remaining pencil from this one to fill in the little gaps that I've missed. Again, we don't have to be too precise here. This is a base layer. Let's just go right under the eye here, just going on the outer bottom corner with this pencil. And this trick will help you achieve a true charcoal eye. If you just go in with black powder, it's never going to be as pigmented, as bold as it will when you use a black pencil underneath. So now let's move on to shadow. I'm bringing out my favorite palette, which I'm not sure they make anymore. This is Too Faced Chocolate Gold. This palette has seen a lot of love, but it has a beautiful deep matte black as well as some shades of nude. Fortunately, the lightest nude I have used up already. You can feel free to go in with any palette that has some browns and a nice matte black. Now I'm going to choose a fluffy, dense brush. Tap that right into the black. This one is called Decadent if you are using this palette. I'm just going to press that right over the eyeliner that we've already applied. I'm giving my brush a little blow before applying, just to help with any fallout. Even though we have the powder on, the less mess, the better. Of course, you can also tap this off. Certainly, if you're applying makeup to somebody else, you probably don't want to blow on a brush you're putting on them. And now I'm switching down to a smaller flat brush. You can see it's rounded on the top, and I'm going to start adding in colors to blend this and make a beautiful charcoal smoky eye. Now, a lot of people like to go in with gray. I am not a fan. I am a warm toned person. Gray does not suit me. It makes me look ill, and it quickly goes Halloween for me. So I always recommend blending this with a brown. It's going to give you the same beautiful charcoal look, but in a much softer, more natural way, if that makes sense, even though we're doing a very heavy look. Natural in the sense that it's not costumey. So I am going to start with this deep brown. This one is called Cocoa Truffle. And I am going to start applying that in the corner and up to my crease. I'm going to take that same color and bring it to the bottom. And you just want to clean your brush off. You don't have to do like a deep cleaning, but I do like to wipe mine off properly on a nice towel. Just between these colors, I'm going to grab this lighter shade of brown. This one is So Bougie, So Bougie. And just finish off that corner. And then bring this color right up over where the deeper brown is. Now that the colors are in place, we can start blending this properly. And I am starting my blend with my small brush. Gives me a little more control. Now I'm going to flip to my bigger, fluffier brush and just really even out that crease. Alright, so now let's move on to eyeliner. I know you might think, why apply eyeliner over an already black eye? But a nice liquid eyeliner is going to have a slight bit of shimmer, and it really will complete the look and make it pop. So I'm going for the Insanely Black Flex Brush from Absolute. And I'm just going to carefully start in my inner eye. I like to make mine a little thicker as I go on because I have downturned eyes. So starting thin, getting thicker, makes them appear a little more upturned. And just a touch on the bottom. I'm going to let the shadow do most of the work there. And then just a little hint of a wing. And now before I apply my mascara, I do want to go in with my angled brush and a little more of that black. And I'm just going to go right for the waterline here. This is a step that can be very uncomfortable for people. You do not need to do this. I am someone who tears very easily. I just want to be nice and careful. And then I'm going to go right under my lashes. Now for my lashes today, I'm going to choose the Revlon Big Bad Lashes. Now, for a classic charcoal eye, you can stop here. I find that I want them to pop just a little more, make them even more intense. So I'm going to use a liquid eyeshadow from e.l.f. This one is called Galaxy. And I'm just going to dab a tiny bit of this on my eye. I'm going to take a very small flat brush and just gently smooth that over the lid. And that extra bit of shimmer is something that I associate with charcoal eyes. It's a personal preference. You certainly don't need this step, but if you find that you want something a little more shimmery, a little more almost otherworldly, night sky, galaxy, like the liquid eyeshadow is called, this is a great choice. Alright, so now let's just brush away our powder. Go nice and slow with this. Just starting from the nose and bringing it back up. And now let's get these lips taken care of. I'm going to start by lining mine with the Italia Deluxe. This is Rich Red. Now I'm going to use the Revlon Color Stick in the color Forever Scarlet. This is a 16-hour lip gloss. Then we're going to let it dry, and then we can apply the top coat over it, which will really make it shine. We seem to be good, so let's go in with the gloss. And this is the completed look. It is bold, but it is still wearable. It has those shimmers that brighten it up, keeping it from being too dark and, as I've mentioned, Halloween-y or costumey. It has an old Hollywood vibe while still being modern, and it's just a very fun look, certainly more of a nighttime look than daytime. And I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you again soon in the next one.